An author once said that every person's life is worthy of a novel. Unfortunately, though, seldom when their stories are told are the most amazing parts revealed. Welcome, friends, to where we give you the entire amazing story. Frank never saw the vehicle driven by the drunk driver that killed him. Ironically, the Arizona Motorcycle Patrol officer's attention had been focused on another intoxicated driver, the one he'd been pursuing. As his lifeless body lay on the highway, the mangled wreckage of his motorcycle strewn across both lanes, an off-duty nurse from a passing vehicle ran to him, and though his partner had pronounced Frank dead just moments earlier, somehow, miraculously, she was able to resuscitate him, just as the ambulance arrived. Frank spent the next year recovering from his injuries, which left him with questions he couldn't answer. Why, he wondered, had his life been spared? Was there something he was supposed to do? What was his purpose in life? Frank was born in Chicago in 1943, and then 10 years later, after his parents divorced, he and his mother moved across country to Prescott, Arizona, to begin a new life. After completing high school, Frank joined the Air Force, serving as a military police officer, mostly overseas at bases in England, before retiring from the service in 1965. Upon his return to Phoenix, he worked for Motorola while continuing his education by taking night classes at a local college. In 1970, after securing his degree, Frank found himself becoming restless. At the urging of friends and family, he applied and was accepted as a member of the Arizona Highway Patrol, quickly moving through the ranks and into their elite motorcycle unit, which held responsibility for patrolling the entire state. And then, in 1978, the accident that made him question the direction of his life occurred. 3 years later, while back on patrol, Frank received an urgent radio message ordering him to call in from the nearest payphone. His commanders had an important message for him. I called in thinking I was in trouble for something, Frank recalled. Instead, he was ordered to return immediately to headquarters. The department had been contacted by the mother of a boy named Chris, who wanted to become a motorcycle officer, just like Frank and Ponch and John, the two main characters from the popular television series Chips. Chris, they told Frank, was a 7-year-old boy suffering from end-stage leukemia, and the police department wanted somehow to make his dream come true. Frank arranged for a helicopter to fly Chris from the hospital to police headquarters. He parked his motorcycle out front, standing next to it, waiting to greet the child. I figured he'd be brought to me in a wheelchair, Frank stated. Instead, I was surprised when the door opened, a pair of sneakers emerged, and out stepped Chris. An excited 7-year-old boy so full of life it was hard to believe he was sick. He was laughing and giggling, running all over the place. He couldn't contain his excitement. Frank glanced questioningly towards Chris's mother, who was in tears. I couldn't understand why at first, and then it dawned on me. At that moment, she had her boy back. Frank showed Chris his motorcycle, gave him a badge, and had the department make him an honorary officer. The next day, along with his fellow officers, Frank delivered to Chris a custom-made uniform and had him pass a driving test on a small battery-powered motorcycle, so he could earn this special badge worn by his motorcycle unit. Frank also presented Chris with a signed photograph of Eric Estrada and Larry Wilcox, the two stars of Chips. But unfortunately, this story didn't end there. The following morning, as Frank delivered the badge and picture to the hospital, he was surprised to find that Chris had fallen into a coma. He hung the boy's uniform by his bed, and as he was pinning the badge to his shirt, Chris awakened. "Am I an official motorcycle cop now?" he whispered. Frank brought back his tears. "You sure are," he replied. Chris died later that day. With a colleague, Frank flew to Illinois to attend Chris's funeral. They borrowed a couple of State Patrol motorcycles and accompanied the hearse. Later, on his flight home, Frank considered what the department had been able to accomplish for Chris. "I started thinking, here's a boy who had a wish, and we made it happen. Why can't we do that for other children?" Frank sketched his idea on paper, but as he soon found, getting it off the ground while working full-time wasn't going to be easy. Finally, after 18 months, he made a decision to seek assistance from professionals. You've heard the phrase, surround yourself with people smarter than you, right? Well, that was the best decision at the time, Frank said. With the proper management, experience, and contacts, Frank's Make-A-Wish Foundation was created and quickly taken worldwide. To date, Frank's dream has helped over 350,000 children's wishes come true. On January 24th of this year, Frank Shankwitz, the man who found his purpose in life and brought joy to millions of others, passed away. And now you know the rest of his amazing story. Please, if you enjoyed this story, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. And also, please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.